Raggy dolls, raggy dolls, raggy dolls, raggy dolls, dolls like you and me. Raggy dolls, raggy dolls, raggy dolls, raggy dolls, made him perfectly. So if you got a bump on your nose or lumps on your toes, do not despair. Be like the raggy doll and say I just don't care. 'Cause raggy dolls, raggy dolls, raggy dolls, raggy dolls are happy just to be. Raggy dolls, dolls like you and me.
It was Saturday morning, and all the Raggy Dolls were doing different things. Lucy was in her vegetable garden, doing some weeding. Back to Front was in the shed, sorting out his tools. Claude and Sadsack were in the canteen, thinking about doing some cooking. Hi-Fi had found an old radio that Mr. Grimes had thrown out. Princess was in the storeroom, mending a tear in her dress, and Dotty was in the treehouse, reading a book. The only person with nothing to do was Rupert the Roo. He bounced across the factory yard in search of his Raggy Doll chums. On the way, he met Mr. Marmalade, the factory cat.
"Good day,"
he said cheerfully.
"How's Trix?"
"Trix," said Mr. Marmalade, who didn't much care for bouncy kangaroos. "If you are inquiring as to the state of my general well-being, I'm happy to say that I find myself in exceedingly good health."
"Struth," thought Rupert. "Why use a few words when a couple of thousand will do?" "Ah, good on you," he said. "You don't know where the Raggy Dolls are, do you?"
In the canteen, Claude and Sadsack had found a big packet of beef burgers left out on the draining board. Florrie Fosdyke, the absent-minded canteen lady, had obviously forgotten to put them away. "These should be in the freezer," said Sadsack.
"Mais oui," said Claude. "Now they will have to be eaten or thrown away."
Just then, Rupert hopped into the canteen.
"Good day, sports. What's cooking?"
"Unfortunately, it is the beef burgers,"
said Claude, who'd set his heart on cooking something more exotic.
"Great," said Rupert. "What's wrong with beef burgers?"
"They are boring,"
declared Claude. Sadsack was just about to say that he didn't think any food was boring when Rupert had one of his bright ideas.
"I know. Let's cook 'em on a barbie. Everything tastes great on a barbie."
"What's a barbie?" demanded Sadsack.
"I think he means a barbecue, n'est-ce pas?"
said Claude.
"Too right," nodded the kangaroo. "Where's back to Front?"
On their way to the tool shed, Claude, Sadsack and Rupert passed by Lucy's vegetable garden.
"Hello,"
she said.
"What are you up to?"
"We're going to make a barbecue," said Sadsack, "and cook beef burgers outdoors."
"What fun," said Lucy. "I'll pick some lettuce for a salad, and I've got more tomatoes than I know what to do with."
Claude suddenly got very enthusiastic.
"Merveilleux! Then I shall prepare a sauce de tomates you will not believe. It is mon specialité."
"And I'll bake some buns,"
announced Sadsack, not to be outdone.
"Yahoo! Now you're talking,"
said Rupert. Back to Front was delighted by the barbecue idea when Rupert told him.
"Course I'll help. What do we need?" "Nah, not a lot," said Rupert. "Just a few bricks, a grill, and a tin to burn the wood in."
"No problem," said Back to Front, just as Hi-Fi burst in.
"I've found an old radio," he stammered, "but I can't carry it by myself." "No worries," said Rupert. "I'll give you a hand."
Hi-Fi explained how he wanted to use the speaker from the radio instead of his headphones.
"That's great," said Back to Front. "Then we can all have music at the barbecue." "Yeah," said the bouncy kangaroo. "We can have an outdoor disco with a tucker. Yahoo!"
As they crossed the factory yard, Rupert was explaining to Hi-Fi all about the barbecue when they met Princess.
"I've just spoken to Claude and Sadsack. Is there anything I can do to help?"
"Sure is," said Rupert. "We'll need lots and lots of dry twigs."
Then Hi-Fi told her about his plan for disco music.
"Oh, how exciting," said Princess. "I can't wait to tell Dotty. Do you know where she is?"
Dotty had just finished reading Alice's Adventures in Wonderland.
"What a strange book,"
she thought.
"So many odd characters. I'm not sure I would like a dream like that."
She got up and looked out over the big field, half expecting to see a white rabbit or a dodo, a mad hatter or a March hare. Instead, she saw Princess gathering dry twigs.
What are you doing?
She called. Princess looked up.
Oh, there you are. Do come down. I've got so much to tell you.
Back in the canteen, Lucy had prepared a salad, Sadsack had baked some buns, and Claude was putting the finishing touches to his special tomato sauce. Back to Front and Rupert had made a barbecue from a dustbin lid and some chicken wire, supported on a circle of bricks.
The beauty of it is that it's completely portable, said Rupert. We can set it up anywhere we like.
And the same goes for the music, said Back to Front. We fixed the speaker from the radio in my wheelbarrow. It works a treat, doesn't it?
Hi-Fi nodded. All systems go, he said. At last, Dotty and Princess arrived.
This is going to be the best thing we've done for ages, said Dotty. Whose idea was it?
Everyone looked at everyone else.
No one's really,
said Lucy at last.
It was all of us. It just seemed to happen.
Claude agreed.
It is not important. The best things are like this, a surprise for everyone.
Suddenly, Princess began to sob.
Oh dear, it's such a nice idea. I'd like to dress up, but I haven't got anything to wear.
She looked at her dress of rags in dismay.
Please don't think I'm silly.
You're not silly at all, said Dotty. I think it's a brilliant idea. We should all dress up. Let's make it a fancy dress party.
Oh, yes,
said Lucy.
We can make our own costumes. There's lots of stuff in the storeroom.
But what are we going to be?
Demanded Sadsack.
I think we should have a theme,
said Dotty.
We've all read the book. Let's come as characters from Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah, no problem, said Back to Front. We can put all the names in a hat, each pick one out, and decide that way who to be. Everyone agreed, and Princess was as happy as could be. Later that evening, in the middle of the big field, the Raggy Dolls danced to Hi-Fi's music. They munched barbecued beef burgers in homemade buns with special tomato sauce and salad. Princess came as Alice and danced with Claude, the white rabbit. Hi-Fi and Back to Front came as Tweedledum and Tweedledee. Sadsack made himself a tail and a big cardboard smile on a stick and came as the Cheshire Cat. Dotty picked the Mad Hatter and Lucy the March Hare. And Rupert was the bounciest and silliest looking caterpillar you've ever seen.
Struth! This is the best Barbie I've ever been to.
It's not just a Barbie, it's a disco too,
called Princess Alice.
and a fancy dress party,
added Lucy, with her ears flopping up and down.
It's a barbecue ball,
said Sadsack behind his big wide grin. Whatever it was, it didn't really matter. The Raggy Dolls had a wonderful time.
Raggy dolls, dolls like you and me. Raggy dolls, made imperfectly. So if you're not at ease with your knobbly knees and your fingers are all thumbs, you stand on your two left feet and join our Raggy Doll chums. 'Cause Raggy dolls are happy just to be Raggy dolls,